I promised you guys a video and I didn't deliver. The video was supposed to be me showing you my ultimate final collection. Now, you may remember at one point I had about 28, maybe 30 watches, and it was crazy. Anxiety was through the roof, and that was a common theme amongst collectors. So what I did on this channel was I said I'm going to reduce the collection, and what I had to do was figure out exactly what I like in a watch. And to be perfectly honest, it tends to be, what I like in a watch is water resistance, atomic time. It's not 100% necessary, but I do love atomic time. And I like a day and date. I love a day and date on a watch because I genuinely, I work, I'm doing this, that, the other, and it's just nice to look at the watch, right, Saturday, okay, I'm doing this today, and then tomorrow to Sunday, and that's how I kind of operate. So let me go through the watches I've got, and there is only, you'll be very shocked, there's only 5 in the collection, so I've actually got rid of about 25 watches. Unbelievable. The first one that is going to stay in the collection until the battery goes is the Casio F-91. You may remember me telling you about this one. I purchased this when I graduated university in 2014. So, some people buy Rolexes and expensive watches. I bought myself a Casio F-91W. And, it's nearly the end of 2021. And this thing is still running on the same battery, 6 years later. I only paid £6 for the watch. So this watch has cost me £1 per year to run. It's just phenomenal value. There's 2 people I know in outside of YouTube who wear one of these daily. It's their daily driver. They just have one watch in their collection, if you want to call it a collection, and this is it. And do you know something, guys? I get it. I totally get it. To watch collectors, this is, just unbelievable value. But to somebody who's not really into watches, they just want something reliable. It does have water resistance, probably more than stated water resistance. What a phenomenal watch. Can't say enough good things. Until the battery goes, I just want to see how long it lasts. I suspect 8 to 10 years, which will be unbelievable. I think the next obvious one to show you is the kind of bigger brother, which I have reviewed this watch on the left here, on my left anyway, the W-217H. It's a slightly bigger version of this F-91W. It's known as people call it the big brother. Same features, same functionality, bigger text, slightly thicker, but just more of the same. Apparently the battery life is a little bit less because you've got that, the backlight is significantly better, illuminates the entire screen. So, some affordable Casios, Casio, what can I say? They make incredible watches. And at affordable price point, all price points, they cater for everybody. It may be no surprise that I decided to keep this in the collection. This is the MTG M900. For a long while, this was my watch of choice. I worn this every day for about 6 months, maybe best part of a year. The reason this doesn't get much wear now is only because it has the US date format, which is in European terms, in UK terms, it's back to front. We have the day first and then the month. So that was the only thing that kind of irritated me. If it wasn't for this, this would probably be my number 1 watch ever in existence. And also I had to mod this myself. And now the only downside of when you mod this, the screen is never quite as readable as a watch that came out of the factory with a positive display. So there were a couple of quirks. I'm just going to put that on my wrist to show you how it looks, because I know there's quite a few people who have been on my channel and they love the MTG M900. Oh God, I mean, you just put that. Yes, it's a thick watch. It's a thick watch, guys. It's quite chunky. I think it's something like 15.5 millimeters thick, something like that from memory. But it's just a dream to behold. The screen, the shape, the size, the feel of it, the strap is just so comfortable. It does feel a bit weighty though. It does feel a bit weighty. And I think that's down to the fact, this is stainless steel. It's a resin combination as well. This is a MTG, metal twisted G. So, if you've just come from a titanium watch, which I just was wearing there, that's... But there is something special about this one. If you can pick one of these up, they do one in a positive display as well, which is in grey. I've also reviewed that on the channel. Feel free to let me know your thoughts. Maybe you want to pick one of these up. Have you noticed a common theme? These are all Casios so far. Here's another Casio. This is the MTG. No, it's not. This is not an MTG. This is the this is the GW-B5600. Now this one is just simply, it even matches my shirt. You've got that blue kind of bezel around the outside. Solar powered. It's got the date built into this until the year 2099, which, let's face it, it's going to outlive most of us. I wish it didn't, but unfortunately. So I modded this one myself, and the mod went pretty well. There is a little, you just can't see it with the naked eye. You've really got to zoom in and all that kind of thing. There is kind of like a little dot on the screen. I don't know if when I modded it, I don't know what quite happened there. I don't know if it was me or it just came out the factory like this, but either way, I've modded it to a positive display. It's super legible. If I can show you the backlight on this thing. There you go. Even in daylight, when the backlight comes on, it's super legible. You've just got everything with this watch. So a lot of people used to say that this particular watch, with the Bluetooth, it was a bit of a gimmick. I genuinely don't believe it is, and I'll tell you quickly why. If I go to another country with this watch, all I need to do is quickly hold in the button for 3 seconds. It'll have the Bluetooth connection to my phone, and it will instantly update the time zone on this watch with wherever you are in the world, to the second. Now, if, for example, let's say your phone has died, let's say your phone battery has died and you can't Bluetooth your phone, it doesn't really matter, because as long as you've had the atomic signal to this, guys, even within the last year, within the last month, as long as it's been synchronized at least at one point, when you can cycle through the times, the different time zones. There's 5 different time zones. If you connect to the Bluetooth apps, there's 300 different time zones. So you can plan ahead. If you know you're going to a different country, you can just simply go on the app, tell this watch that, hey, I'm going to Brazil, I'm going to America, I'm going to Japan, and then store the time on the watch. So when you get to that country, you just press, the bottom left pusher, and suddenly you'll be in the appropriate time zone. I can't say enough good things about this watch. I'll just give you a wrist shot of this one. There are days when I just think, I don't need anything else. This could easily, solar powered. These G-Shocks have been known to last for about 20 years. I've seen people with them for 20 years. The resin may be a bit funky after 20 years, but hey, as long as the module's okay, you could put the module in a different resin case. Who cares? Just fantastic. I think this one is a perfect wrist size for me. I love this, really love this watch. So, 5th and final watch, you know what it is. It is the one I was wearing at the beginning of the video. It's the Citizen PMD56. I've talked about this enough on the channel. I even built a Raspberry Pi simulator with the help of a friend, because this watch only synchronizes time in Japan. So I've built a Raspberry Pi Japanese JJY simulator using an online baseline, an online tutorial. And what that does is it pushes the Japanese time to this watch every single night. I will throw in a picture of exactly how that looks so you guys at home can see. But all I do every single night since that Raspberry Pi was built, I put this watch, and I'll throw in the pictures, I put this watch on a holder, actually a Casio holder if anyone cares. And I just put the wires, the actual coils behind the watch. And then this watch automatically at 2 a.m. looks for a signal. And then it'll synchronize the atomic time. If it cannot get that atomic time at 2 a.m, it will try again at 4 a.m. in the morning. And so this watch, I think I showed this on the previous video as well. But if you actually look, I hope it's clear enough, I hope it is. If you actually look at the seconds on both of these watches, on the G-Shock and the PMD, you will see that they are accurate to the second, both of them, because this is synchronized via multiband 6 and also by Bluetooth on my phone, and the PMD is synchronized by that Japanese signal. So these watches are always hitting the exact same seconds. They're always, you know, in that kind of synchronization together. It's as beautiful as when you watch, you know, coordinated the swimming, where you've got different, you know, several different people perhaps, and they're all synchronized and they're moving in the same way. It's exactly the same with these two watches, and it is a spectacle to behold, because we've got a digital and an analog watch, but both of them are giving that same time. You know, fantastic. If only this watch had multiband 6, just like this one. Ooh, wow. I mean, then maybe that could be, you know, I wouldn't need any other watch then. But this is titanium. And as I say, when you've had a titanium watch, you do start to notice stainless steel. So there you go. But yeah, perfect. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'll see you in the next one. This was just, I owed you this video. I promised this one. So I'll see you in the next one. Okay, take care.